Hello and welcome to The Gambling Files, the podcast that doesn't actually know what it's going to put in this episode. I don't even know what's going to come out of my mouth today until it actually comes out. For example, now. Who knew? I'm one of your hosts, John Bruford, joined by your other host, Fintan Costello. Fintan, hello.
Hello, John.
How are you, Fintan?
I'm good. I'm
How is
dodging
the high power
norovirus, whatever you want to call it. My son's sickly right now, so just trying to. Every time my tummy grumbles, I'm like, "Is this the big one? Is this it?" But seems so far I'm okay. So
There's still time.
there is. Just yeah. It feels like sitting on a hand grenade or something.
Yeah, those times when you think, can I risk this fart?
Can I trust it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much it's been my day.
You feel like your body's letting you down.
Yeah.
Many ways. Yeah, good times. Good times. I saw I don't know if you saw, I saw this on LinkedIn today. Antti Koivula.
Yep.
He's had a child.
I saw that, yeah.
That's quite exciting. I don't know if it's really, really small or if it's just because it's Antti that's holding the baby that makes it look really small. But I'm just thinking about, the conversation that we're having is basically about children spreading germs. Oh, yeah. And so he's got all that to look forward to.
He does, particularly when they start daycare. That's, I think, a special moment in every parent's life.
And here is one of the differences between us. Fucking daycare. For me, it was when they started school.
Fair enough.
Daycare. That's what the poor do, Fintan. They look after their own children.
What?
I know, it sounds crazy.
But it's ski season.
I know. And there aren't that many bedrooms in a chalet generally, I would imagine. So big up to Antti and his growing family. That's very cool. But you are going to get ill every time your child goes to school, basically. So great argument for homeschooling, though, isn't it?
No. God, no. I could never homeschool. Ever.
Well, no, you couldn't.
I couldn't. Jesus Christ. No.
But could your wife? Is that the kind of thing she'd embrace? She'd be like, yeah.
No. No. She actually trained to be a teacher. And she did her practical. And then she's like, nope, this isn't for me. And she changed degrees.
I can relate. What kind of student were you at school?
It depended. I was pretty well behaved, but some subjects I was good at, like I don't know, say in high school, like business and stuff like that, I was great at. But then other like French and German, I was just a fucking disaster. Like it just didn't click. I couldn't. No matter how hard I tried, it just didn't click. But then, it's... I could also be a teacher's nightmare, I think, as well. Like, if the teacher was crap and it was bullshit, I'd be a pain in the arse. If it was a good teacher, it was fine. There was definitely a few incidents. My parents definitely got called in a few times. But I felt justified. I wouldn't back down if the teacher was being a bully or some shit like that. I think that'd be the key thing. But yeah, I was fine. I was a fine student. A lot of teachers love me. A few teachers absolutely despise me, which I think pretty much sums up kind of the way it's worked out since.
Marmite Costello.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. It's completely fine.
It's got you ready for life.
But like, I didn't enjoy school. Like, it was like that joke from that thing they say in The Wire of like, you only do 2 days in prison, the day you go in and the day you get out. Finishing secondary school definitely felt like getting out of jail. I didn't enjoy it.
No, this may surprise you, but I was a slightly problematic student.
Really?
Yeah, I was. And I remember this happened on so many occasions that I can't even begin to tell you. But I would, when we would have a supply teacher, I don't know if that's the same expression worldwide, but a stand-in teacher from a bank,
Substitute.
whatever. Substitute teacher, that's the one. I should have known that one because there's a series of films called The Substitute. I think the first one had Tom Berenger as the substitute, and later films had Treat Williams. We miss you, Treat. Anyway, every time, pretty much, I had a supply teacher. At some point, they would be asking my name, and I would tell them my name, and they would say, "Oh yes, I've heard about you."
That happened to my sister. It was like her first day of secondary school. And this ferocious teacher was like, she's doing the roll call. She gets to the name and she looks at my sister. And she goes, "Is your brother Fintan?" My sister's like, yeah, she's only tiny and terrified. And then she got moved right up to the front, right in front of the teacher. She's never forgiven me.
I think that's very gracious of her, frankly. When I went to junior school, so my brother's 7 years older than me and my sister's 4 years older. So I don't think I coincided with them. I don't think I even coincided with my sister at all at junior school. But I remember a teacher asking me my name, and I told them my name. And they said, because my surname is very unusual. As we have learned, have we not?
We have.
Jeez, I don't think I've told that story on this podcast.
Enough.
Maybe today's the day. No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've shared that one.
You have. Loads of times.
No, I haven't.
At least 5 times.
No.
Absolutely, John.
No,
the whole fucking brews and rivers and all that kind of shit. You've told that story loads of times.
No, not that one. The one about the man who has the same name as me.
Oh, I don't think we should put that onto Spotify, mate. We're already in enough trouble over the music.
If you're wondering what I'm talking about, please Google my name. And it's probably still a first page result. There is somebody with the same name as me who has moved to the same county as me and has been in court. Anyway, so this teacher's like, "What's your name?" And I tell them my name. And I say, "Have you got a sister called Sally?" I'm like, "Yeah." "And a brother called Peter?" "Yeah." And the teacher just looked at me, and I would have been about 7. They just looked at me and said, "Where did it go wrong?" Who the fuck says that to a 7-year-old?
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous.
So I carried that scar into adulthood.
That chip. Fucking show you where I went wrong. I am the wrongness.
Fucking learn you. But when I went to sixth form, 16 to 18, that was better. Because they were much more relaxed about whether I turned up or not. I bet you were really well behaved at university. Have you got a degree? What's your degree in? Have you got a degree?
Business and finance.
Is that like sociology? Is it what's the one that all the politicians have? Sociology.
No, that's PEP. That's politics, economics, and philosophy or something, isn't it?
Oh yeah, maybe.
PEP, PEP, something.
An absolute toss degree is what it is.
Yeah, my business degree wasn't the most. It was like basically it set us up. If I wanted to be an accountant, I could have been. I nearly became an accountant. It was kind of that pathway kind of thing. There was more harder core. You're already part qualified, but my one was more a general business degree, and then your final year you'd specialize. So I could have done like HR or legal or whatever. I can't remember what else it was, but I did finance. And had the most fun in the tax class, just trying to find loopholes in the tax code. It was fucking great fun. So I think I missed my calling as some like dodgy offshore tax accountant. I think is my real.
I think it has come in useful though.
Not really. Fucking, I'll tell you my tax bill. Fucking. I am a net contributor to.
But you're a business leader now.
I am a net contributor to society. Yeah, I would not to do with my degree.
Well, as far as you know, but we could only find out by, going back in time and you're not doing the degree and seeing what you end up doing.
Good point. So yeah, I was fairly like I was a pretty average student like at uni. I think I worked pretty much pretty much doing full-time hours working plus uni, so I didn't have a lot of time. But the time I did have, I had a lot of fun.
Was this where did you go to university?
In Dublin, a place called Dublin City University, DCU.
Okay.
So it's in the north side of the city.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Just in case. It'd be in the rankings of like Dublin universities, it'd be the third. So you'd have Trinity, UCD, and then we were DCU. So we were very much the third.
Are there more than 3?
There is.
That's lucky. It's still a podium place.
Trinity's like one of the oldest universities in the world. It's like a Cambridge, Oxford kind of thing. It's been around since the fucking long before time began.
Okay.
Type thing. Yeah.
Well, the sixth form I went to is apparently, and this is disputed by another place, but I can't remember what the other place is. But it's consistently had a place of learning in that location for I think it's about 1,000 years. So that's nice. Yeah. Shame I didn't do better there, but what you going to do? It's all got us to where we are today, Fintan, which is here to talk about the gambling industry and our sponsors.
Tell us about our sponsors, John.
Well, Fintan, I was just thinking, if our sponsors were universities, what universities would they be?
Oh, so OptiMove would be an MIT.
Now, you see, I disagree there, and I tell you why. Because I was thinking Ivy League, right? Because I was thinking GLI. And I thought, would GLI be a Yale? Would it be a Harvard? And I thought, no, GLI would be an MIT.
Really?
I mean,
I think maybe a Stanford.
Oh, well, that's a big call.
I think GLI was just my brain. My brain went OptiMove to MIT.
Yeah.
GLI to Stanford, which is also tech, data, but business forward.
Okay.
I think, or you could swap them around. I think maybe that might work. And then Clarion would be
Dublin City. No.
Look at some community colleges.
Doing valuable work.
No, I think Clarion would be.
Well, let's call them World
global.
Gaming.
Oh, sorry, World Gaming. Big, global. Clarion would be a Harvard Business School.
Because I think with Clarion, we've got to factor in they've been around a really long time.
Yeah.
Doing events.
So I'm gonna flip it around, right? So World Gaming is Harvard Business School.
Okay.
OptiMove is Stanford.
Okay.
Because it mixes tech and business and marketing and the modern stuff, Silicon Valley type vibes.
Okay.
And then GLI would be MIT because it's data, scientific, heavy, research heavy.
Yeah, it's hard fact heavy.
That'll be my three.
It's interesting. And I'm glad you thought about that because I don't know a fucking thing about universities. But you know what? One of my favourite things about GLI.
What's one of your favourite things about GLI?
It's that today's episode is brought to you by Gaming Laboratories International. Yeah, because GLI is a world-class testing, inspections and certification company committed to delivering the highest quality land-based, lottery and iGaming testing and assessment services around the world. That's not all. GLI provides suppliers, operators and regulators with expert guidance for navigating the future of gaming and ensuring gaming innovations meet regulatory standards with confidence in more than 710 jurisdictions. If you want any more information on that, Fintan, you can visit gaminglabs.com. If you hear a clunk, it's me dropping the mic.
Drop the mic.
So, in fact, to the extreme, I was gonna completely bastardize some Vanilla Ice lyrics there. To the extreme, I drop a mic like a vandal, light up the stage, and I realized, can you really corrupt Vanilla Ice? I don't think it's sensible.
One of my most successful out of office messages was a rewording of Ice Ice Baby to let people know that I was at ICE. And there was people sending me emails just to get a copy of the out of office because they'd heard about it.
Jesus.
I know.
Mine was when I still had a little bit of hair. I said I'm not around for a week or whatever. If it's urgent, go out into the street and find somebody that looks a bit like Bob Hoskins and ask them. Yeah.
I did another one where it was Simpsons, like Troy McClure in The Simpsons.
Oh, I love Troy McClure.
And when he's talking, like there's like little Billy. Hey Troy. Yeah. So I did like this thingy, like this conversation between Troy and Billy, all about Fintan at wherever I was. It was fucking some of my best work.
That does sound pretty good.
It was. I can't remember what it was, but fucking, I thought it was hilarious.
My kids have been working through The Simpsons in order.
Nice.
They're up to season 13, I think.
Okay.
And so they ask me things like, who's your favorite character? And I'm like, main cast or ones that just pop up now and again. But I think Troy McClure might be my all-time favorite. Because the episodes where he becomes a really prominent character, like when he marries, I think it's Patty or Selma, one of the twins, it's just phenomenal. It turns out that he's got a bit of a passion for aquatic creatures, and he's just brilliant. It's just absolute. Phil Hartman nailed that voice so much, and I'm so glad that after Hartman died, that they just retired the character. It just makes it all the more special when you see him in an episode and he just pops up and it's, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such educational films as No, Tommy, don't touch that." It's just fantastic. But you can just make them up and they sound like real Troy McClure lines. That's not real. I just made that up. Just in case it's not obvious. Yeah, there you go. So anything for you on the sponsor horizon? Anybody?
Yeah, I can talk about sponsors.
If you
I've got OptiMove.
Oh yeah, I like them. I've heard they're like the Stanford of their field.
They are like the Stanford.
Come on, there's no rush.
Make sure I got the right one. Yeah. So if you want to learn how OptiMove's positionless marketing is changing how iGaming teams operate, discover how operators are using OptiMove's... Hang on a second, I'm going to rewrite this.
Is that a good idea?
No, because they're saying it's twice. There's redundancy there. All right. If you want to know how operators are using OptiMove's positionless marketing platform to launch personalized CRM campaigns, dynamically change casino lobbies and bet slips, and create engaging gamified experiences, go to OptiMove.com. Tell them we sent you, and there's a special bonus.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's OptiMove.com.
So there's, as ever in the gambling industry, there's a lot of stuff going on. But you know who I bet's right on top of that?
Who?
I bet World Gaming are right on top of that.
So they're all over it.
Like stink on rice. I think that's the phrase. Yeah, but World Gaming, of course, they organise ICE, which we have mentioned. Maybe we should have a little competition to see who can do the best out of office during ICE next year.
Well, we got IGB London coming up.
Yeah, but I'm probably not going to be going to that.
Are we not?
Well, no, because I've got a big thing at the end of the month. I'm going to the UNLV conference on risk and gambling.
That's right. Vegas, baby.
Yeah, it's not as exciting as you just made it sound. Well, it probably is for you.
Not with that attitude, John. Jesus Christ.
It probably will be for Michael. Because myself and Dr. Hour are going, and we're going to be recording episodes of the Addiction podcast while we're there. So we're going to be sort of cherry picking the speakers, and I'm recording a whole bunch of episodes. I mean, we're going to record months probably of episodes.
Wow.
Because you've got all those brilliant minds, all those researchers and academics in one place. It's an unbelievably packed schedule. I mean, it's unreal, the program for the conference. It's freaking amazing. I can see why they only put it on every 3 years. Must be a nightmare. I mean, in a good way. But yeah, it's absolutely packed. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to catch up with a few people while I'm in Vegas. So that's exciting as well. Maybe even record some podcast episodes for the Desert Island Discs while I'm there. I don't know.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I think I can pin a few people down. Yeah. So yeah, planning that kind of thing. I'm going to be knackered when I get back, basically. It's going to be one of those, as somebody formerly in my life used to say, at least you get a break when you go away. And you just think, I've got meetings every 30 minutes for a week. It's like,
high flu economy.
I'm not sure where the break is exactly. Every time I pick up a book, I will fall asleep. I mean, I'm not sure that's the rest you're talking about, really. But hey, do you know what? Well, yes, they got IGB Live. That's coming early July as well, and that's developing nicely in London. So hopefully we'll have somebody on soon to talk about that, because that would be nice, wouldn't it? Andrew Rhodes has finished at the Gambling Commission now.
That's it, officially done.
Yeah, that's quite big news. Have they announced his successor?
Don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I mean,
has he announced what he's off? He's off to do consultancy now or something.
Well,
or something.
The word on the street is, according to the Racing Post, Gambling Commissioner said action has been taken to prevent conflicts of interest after it was reported that outgoing Chief Exec Andrew Rhodes is set to take up a role in the wider sector. Sky News said that Rhodes had been in talks to join Hawkbridge, a new international strategic advisory firm focused on the gambling industry. What are you laughing at? Is it the name?
Get that money.
Well, to be fair, a job like the Gambling Commission, it's kind of like when prime ministers leave.
Oh, yeah. Hit the fucking speaking circuit, write the book.
Yeah.
Some advisory boards. Fucking cash in, like, absolutely. He's done his stint.
Gambling Commission said that he's been open with them about his plans. Step back from any duties might present risks of a conflict of interest.
But the thing is, his role is so highly regulated. Like, you remember him telling us, like, we couldn't even send him a branded mug.
Yeah, it was wild.
Right? So ministers can get, like, World Cup tickets, VIP World Cup tickets, but he couldn't take an Apple office or a branded mug or anything like that. So, but the civil service has a load of rules around, like, there'll be a cooling off period and there'll be all sorts of stuff. The rules are baked into all this. Like, it's not anything he does, he's bound by. There's an entire rule book about what he can and can't do. But, like, so it's a very difficult, which is a shame. Like, I get why the rules are there, but I also think it discourages people from taking the roles because they will be so limited.
Yeah. Well, it discourages the top talent sort of thing,
Yeah,
doesn't
for
it?
sure. Like it's like, why would I put myself through that where I could just go over here and make a load more money?
We should get somebody on to talk about Hawkbridge, though.
Well, didn't what's his face join that one? That's the one. Our
No,
friend.
no,
No,
no. I thought that, but it's not.
different.
Yeah, that's Brunswick.
Oh, that would have been funny. Would have been okay. Hang on, so who's Hawkbridge? Oh,
It's new. It's been created by specialist gambling law firm Harris Hagen,
oh
and
yeah.
they're well. I only know them a little, but John Hagen and oh man, what's the other chap's name? Let's call him Mr. Harris because he deserves that kind of respect. Um, but they're lovely fellas, and yeah, they said it would be a separate and independent advisory firm distinct from its legal practice. But it would be interesting to get somebody else to talk about that, wouldn't it?
Mm, absolutely.
And also, I want to find out who thinks up names because I'm always fascinated by that. Where'd they get the name Hawkbridge?
It's probably some pub or something near the office. It's usually where these names come from.
Or maybe they were just thinking they want some sort of structure and a bird. Maybe it could have been Pigeon Arch or fucking
Well,
Swallow
Andy
Door.
Rogers. Andy Rogers does that. He's got like a consultancy called like, or it was something part of his group or whatever, and it's like random color animal, and so like the name it's because there's these rules of purple tiger or whatever.
Yeah, for different industries. Do you know? You must have heard of this, and maybe I've even mentioned it before. But apparently, the combination of words which is most pleasing to the ear is cellar door, which is the name of the production company that first produced Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But they spell it Celador. But often things are inspired by these studies that are like, oh, that sounds nice. But yeah, but does it? Because if you just, how would you, here's what I don't get. If you do a study like that, how are you assessing that? You got a bunch of people in the room going, yeah, that's nice. Don't like that one. That's shit. But the thing is, cellar door has associations for anybody that's lived in a house with a cellar. Like one of the funniest things I ever saw in my life was my brother opening a cellar door, going to walk down the stairs that my dad had made badly. They were like fucking English teeth. They were all over the place. And he went down them on his back, rupturing a disc, and I couldn't help him because I was laughing too hard. So
But you hear about these companies, like particularly the pharmaceuticals and stuff, where like there's specialist companies that come up with the name for the drugs, and they've got to make sure it means nothing in any language.
well, the famous ones where they've really fucked that up. It's like, there's a car. I think it might have been a Ford, and they just put the car on sale in Latin America, and it turned out the name was a slang term for tiny penis. And I can't remember what it's, something like a Pinto, something like that. But yeah, it's a really tricky one, and you're not just covering language, you're covering slang, and that's the difficult one.
Yeah.
But people could just ask me to think up names for them. There would be a lot of companies with the word badger in their name, a lot of products named after badgers. But I don't think that's a bad thing, so I'm not going to apologize. So we should get somebody on from Harris Hagen because I think that's quite interesting. Yeah, so anything else going on in the world of gambling? Because I can't think of anything, can you?
There was there's definitely stuff going on. I'm not sure if I can talk
Definitely.
about it or not. Sport Radar's had a bit of a thing. Um, some people aren't happy with their client base, and its share prices dropped 50%.
That sounds like quite a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it's a tricky one. So there's these what's called professional short sellers. And what they do is they'll do an analysis and a report on a company with a thesis about like why they don't like the company and what's company's doing X Y Z. But they'll before they release the report, they'll have what's called a short position. So they'll make money if the share price goes down. So they release the report, share price goes down, they make a bunch of money, and then
Share price goes back up.
not as quickly as you expect. It typically takes a while to recover from that. You can like companies. Some companies recover, some companies don't. So yeah, it's a proper crisis PR moment for sure. Trying to navigate that. It's a tough one.
Yeah. But there's been some really odd stories recently, like, whoever, I can't remember who it was, but somebody acquired, fuck, I can't remember any of the details. Somebody bought somebody else and their share price nosedived, like something like 15, 16%. But it was a really peculiar, sometimes the reaction seems really, really extreme to a relatively uncontroversial acquisition. Like sometimes people are just growing the pot, buying a company that makes a small amount of profit. They know that they can create some sort of synergy. That profit will grow. It will have a bigger contribution to the pot, and they've expanded and blah blah blah, and all of their figures go up.
Oh, was it Live Sport buying Legend?
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember.
Or
What did
whatever
Live
was it?
Sport do?
Was it Live Sport?
I don't think it was Live Sport, but I think you might be right.
No, not Live Sport. Who am I thinking of? I got the name wrong.
I did see as well. I saw Lilith Whitman did a post on LinkedIn. Now I like Lilith Whitman. I think she's great. I have asked her on the
Genius
podcast.
Sport, not Live Sport. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Genius Sport. That's the one. I've asked Lilith on the podcast a couple of times, and she's basically never replied.
Smart woman. She's so.
Her description on LinkedIn is now hacker cosplaying investigative journalism.
Oh, is this the German lady who hacked
Yes.
the Maltese thingy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to her. She would really. She'd have posted today. She's getting after it.
But she says some gambling companies might not have been able to use the long weekend to start a new shell company in Malta. That's because since Thursday, the Malta Business Registry has been offline. And no, this time I really didn't hack you. You sold me 1.3 million PDFs for 1 cent via your API. Thought it might be a good idea to do a backup of the registry because we both know that it sometimes has the tendency to lose documents, which is not really a feature a public company register should ever have. A nice side effect is also that a full text search index on a company registry enables me to identify companies that I would see as part of organized crime networks much faster than before. Like, I both laughed and was like, whoa, when I read that post.
Yeah.
She's clearly got skills. She's clearly got a very, very inquisitive mind, and she's just going for it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's worth remembering, and this is going to be. Do you know what? Just bear with me a second. I'm just going to Google something live while we talk. You can speak. Daphne Galicia, the Maltese journalist who was killed.
Oh yeah, it was the anniversary today, wasn't it?
No, that would have been in October.
I'm sure I saw something about the anniversary.
But She led the Panama Papers investigation into corruption in Malta. But to be fair, there might have been others. But this is the lady that was killed by a car bomb. Do you remember her?
Yeah, I remember.
There are people out there who want to shut down the people that are finding the truth. But I think there's a big place in the world for, and I hate to use this shitty term, but hacktivism. Because when you look at a lot of what's going on in journalism at the moment, there's a lot of really unpleasant things going on. And there's a lot of laws in an awful lot of countries that are set up and are being abused in order to keep journalists quiet. So a suit will be brought against a journalist for defamation or whatever. And it's the old thing of they just need to keep that suit going until the journalist is ruined and they can't publish anything and they can't do anything with any of the information they have. And it's just deep pockets saying, no, you're not reporting on me. And that shit's not in the spirit of a free press. And a free press is actually a staggeringly important thing. Whether you agree or not with what the free press says, it's a really important thing in any country that claims itself to be a democracy. But, you've got a smirk, Fintan. It's like are you saying that you don't want a free press? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Have you been watching those manly influencers again? Is that what's going on here? Have you been delving into the manosphere?
No, I'm not smirking, but like I'm an investor in a PR business, right? So I'm a little bit conflicted here. I like a free press, but come on, lads, give us that backlink.
No, but a free press is able to give you a backlink.
Yeah, or tell us to fuck off, right?
Exactly.
Which is fun. No, I agree. I think it's vital. I'm reading the book about HSBC right now, so Too Big to Jail, and it's all about the HSBC.
That's a great title.
It's great. It's a really good title.
That's phenomenal. I love that.
And it's all about like HSBC Mexico and how they were effectively like the money laundering front for El Chapo.
Of course they fucking were. Who's going to turn down that kind of money?
And well, at one end, you like the CEO at the time was like highly religious and was like a pastor in his church every like he gave the sermon in the church every Sunday kind of thing. And then at the other end of the spectrum, they had the HSBC had their the cashier's desks and there's like the safety glass. They had it modified so that the guys could just show up and slide a briefcase straight through with full of cash in the most efficient way possible. Like billions of dollars in cash was deposited through these bank accounts, which is ludicrous because if for anybody who's had to answer AML KYC questions from their UK bank, be it HSBC or whoever, for like I don't know, money arriving from Malta or something like that, and it's just like, well, what about fucking these lads? So it goes to show, if you've got enough money, the banks will let you get away with all of that. Dude,
we've seen it in casinos as well.
Well, that came up actually. So it's actually in the book about one of the characters who got caught up in it was some Chinese guy in Mexico who had like a chemical process. Basically, he was making the stuff for the fentanyl or whatever it was, and he was a whale in Vegas. And I can't remember which casino it was, but they got fined a huge amount of money for not filing reports on him. But then they'd also lent him. So let's say he'd lost 35 million or 40 million. They'd lent him 30 million, which he hadn't paid back. And then they got fined 45 or like whatever it was. Like they just lost in every direction.
And I bet nobody got fired for it.
They didn't go into that in the book, but...
No, but this does go on. I mean, and I'm certainly not pointing any fingers. I would like to say for the record, though, I don't believe in KYC. Last time I ate there, I got really a badly upset stomach, so I haven't been back since. But no, there was a period where Macau was clamping down on on money going out of Macau and all of this sort of stuff. And they were clamping down on visas and all of that. And the traffic went through the roof to Saipan and to the casino there, which started moving serious money. And I'm certainly not suggesting at all that any of it was laundering or anything like that. But I think when they realized that Saipan is essentially an American territory and they have to do all of the things that any American business would have to do there, that a lot of those players stayed away. Just a coincidence, I'm sure.
Talking of Saipan, have you seen the new Saipan movie?
I have not. Is it good?
I watched it the other night. And so for those that are not familiar, Saipan, it's an Irish movie. And it's about the Irish football team in the lead up to the World Cup.
2002?
Yeah, and it's where Roy Keane, so like our number one player, team captain, had a complete blow up with the team manager and the football association and stuff, and quit before the tournament kicked off. And it's the whole story about that. Really well done, really well acted. Great, like, and you can feel like they've done it in such a way where you can kind of feel sympathy for Roy, you can feel sympathy for the manager. Yeah, it was really well done, really well done.
My nephew Dale does an absolutely dead-on impersonation of Mick McCarthy. It's fucking unreal. It's absolutely uncanny. But it's a really interesting and really compelling story. And like, I've got a lot of time for Roy Keane.
But the thing is, the thing about the Saipan thing is obviously the team, Mick McCarthy, the team manager and stuff, had his issues, but so much of it was just about the sheer incompetence and corruption within the Football Association. So there's actually a great book about the FIA and just how corrupt and run into the ground they were. And when you kind of layer that on, like, there was no footballs for the training grounds. So apart from like how bad the pitch was, there was no footballs, there was no sunscreen, and there was no sports drinks. And just even those basic things like the air conditioning in the lads' rooms didn't work, and just stuff like this in terms of they're there for acclimatization camp a few weeks before the World Cup, and there's no footballs, right? Things like this, just sheer incompetence. So yeah, I'm completely on Roy Keane's side on this.
Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. I'm just looking at the Champagne Football, John Delaney and the Betrayal of Irish Football by Mark Tighe and Paul Rowan. There are some tremendous football books out there. And I'm not saying that as a fan of football, but I mean, I am a fan of football. But some of my favourite books are about people that don't know anything about football. Like, one of the best sports books ever written is surely Friday Night Lights. But I don't know anything about American football, and I still don't. And I've read the book, seen the movie, and watched the series, and I still don't know anything about American football. But that's how good the book is. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. If you haven't read this, it's totally worth it. It's called The Miracle of Castel di Sangro.
Oh, you've told me about that. I haven't read it yet. You've told me about this one.
Read it, Fintan. It's just an all-time great book. But it's better because it's written by an American who had recently discovered soccer and had all this sort of zeal of a new fan and this huge enthusiasm for the team, for the game, and was just learning and learning and learning, and that enthusiasm really comes across. So I think that's pretty special. Joe McGuinness, I think that was. I'm sure we were talking about the gambling industry before we got onto this.
Yeah, we're talking about Saipan.
Yeah. So a lot of money went into Saipan and then stopped going into Saipan, and that casino, I think, is now closed. They sold off all the stuff from that casino. I was reading all the news articles that were coming out of Saipan because they auction these things off, all of the fixtures and fittings. They auctioned off like the ceiling, the chandeliers and stuff, and these big elephant statues and things. And you just think, fuck, I wish I lived in Saipan because my house would look like fucking Liberace's worst nightmare.
Just a cheeky little elephant.
Yeah.
Just one.
You just be somebody be trying to deliver something. They'd say, "Which house is yours?" You'd be, "You'll know it."
It's the one with the elephant.
Yeah. Has it got a
Swinging from the
number?
chandelier.
No, it does. It doesn't have a house number. I don't need one. House numbers are for people that don't have elephants. But it's as an industry, I can point to probably 5 or 6 things that have happened in just the last few years where regulations have been blatantly ignored to allow money to flow through the casino. Some of it would have obviously come into being a profit, but in every instance, the casinos ended up with massive fines because eventually the regulators thought, "Hey, hang on a second." But I do find it fascinating that there's the instances that we're talking about that nobody has, nobody's been arrested, nobody's.
Well, that's the thing.
Somebody lost a license. Oh,
yeah. There's definitely a point where white collar crime gets. If you think of look, crime's a risk reward calculation, right? If you want to be a drug smuggler or a drug dealer or whatever, it's fair enough. And the maths you've got to do is ignore the harm to society. Is the reward worth however many years in jail I'm going to do? And when you look at white collar crime, it's like, well, is jail even a consideration? A lot of cases now it's a fine, slap in the wrist.
Yeah, you're not going to be waking up in San Quentin anytime soon, are you?
Yeah. So there's definitely, and particularly when it gets to like really big numbers, when you can afford the really good law team, or legal team, law team. There's definitely like points where it's like, well, there's a lot of examples right now, particularly in the US, where it's just like, it's crime does pay. This is pretty good.
Well, no, but it does look like that, and we've had this conversation before about how nothing that happens is in support of the working class. Everything is quite the opposite, and if I ended up in court, and let's face it, the odds are that at some point I will, and the other person has money, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's kind of depressing.
It creates a two rule, like rules for you, not for me. And then if the punishment is a fine, well then that's just for somebody with lots of money, that's just a speed bump. And then you know what I mean. So it becomes like they punish people with less money.
Do you know, more money. It'd be interesting when I seize power, I'll address this. But fines must be worked out proportionately, you would think.
Well, they do this in some of the Scandinavian countries. Speeding fines are a proportion of your income.
See, that makes a lot of sense for speeding fines, because the higher income, likely the faster car.
But it's like, well, look, if it's a 100 euro fine or 50 euro fine, who gives a shit? I'll just fucking pay it. If you're a fucking millionaire or whatever, that's just the cost of doing business.
It's not even filling your tank. But no, you're quite right. But just imagine if after the bookies thing in Resorts World and MGM and all that in Vegas, instead of the top man getting a little slap on the wrist and being told, "That's very naughty, you're not going to be allowed to run casinos anymore. You've been bad, go to your room." Which is effectively what happened eventually. But just imagine if it hadn't been that, but it had been a fine for the operator in the hundreds of millions and a jail sentence. Now, the law or the punishment for a crime is theoretically a deterrent. I'm not saying put the death penalty in there. I'm just saying, make it meaningful. Make it something that somebody doesn't want to, seriously, we're talking about hundreds of millions that went through a couple of casino chains in the US. No KYC was done. The money came from illegal bookies. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's a whole chain of fuck ups there that somebody had to say, nah, fuck it, let him in. Now, just losing your license, that's not a deterrent. That's nothing. That guy doesn't need to work anymore anyway. It's not like he's me.
No, it's true. It's a double standard for sure. Or if one of the staff had been caught skimming.
Oh yeah, police would be called, escorted out in handcuffs. Everybody would see.
Yep. Criminal record.
And their life would be screwed, and they'd have to declare that every time they even tried to get a job.
Yep.
And I could bleat about this all day. It's just the way it is, and I'm not going to be able to change it. I'm too fucking old to change it now. But I'm going to start getting the kids angry about it so that they start looking at the future.
Revolution.
Exactly.
Come the revolution. First to the wall. First.
Exactly. I'm basically going to make John Connor, but instead of fighting the machines, he'll be fighting the man. It'll be like the 1980s never happened. So that's exciting. In other news, I've moved house.
Congrats. I can tell by the new studio. Looks great. Lovely print there on the curtains.
Well, do you know where the curtains came from? So where I was living before, in the fantastically named street Clatterbroon, my neighbour Lynn, I had these neighbours Lynn and Roger, absolutely lovely people. Lynn said, Margaret's place over the road, like her daughter's having to clear out some stuff because Margaret's gone into assisted living. Margaret's like 97. And if she hadn't broken her ankle, she would still be living there on her own. She's a fantastic lady. Really deaf as shit. Every so often the kids would come and go, Dad, smoke alarm's going off. And I go over there because she'd just let a pan boil dry for about 4 hours. But anyway, she's a lovely lady. She said there's some beds there because Margaret hadn't been upstairs in years. So she said her daughter needs to get rid of these, and my friend's sorting it out for her. Do you want to have a look and see if when you move house, maybe they'd be good for the boys? And I said, well, I'd love to have a look. But the number got confused in translation from mind to paper to phone. And I wasn't able to contact the lady. And so I had to buy the boys new beds. Yeah, beds are expensive, it turns out. So got the boys new beds, and the boys are delighted. And they've got their own rooms for the first time ever. That's really exciting. And anyway, Lynn comes back off her holiday. She's been on a cruise. She comes back off her holiday and she goes, Did you see the beds? I'm like, no, and I had to order some because I couldn't leave it, and I didn't know where to find your friend, so just had to go for it. She said, oh no. And the lady said, do you want to go into Meg's house and just have a look and see if there's anything else you need? And I thought, actually, that's a great idea. And my lovely lady Annette was with me, and she said, let's have a look at the curtains. And so we got all of Margaret's old curtains, and they're really nice. And we also got this fabulous, it's, I swear, maybe it's Victorian, I'm not sure, it's probably older, but it's a Gothic dresser. It's like, if ever I've seen a piece of furniture that could be haunted, it's this. It's phenomenal.
Just expecting Casper to fucking pop out of it.
I freaking love it. Honestly, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So thanks for that, Margaret. Much appreciated, because I know she listens every week.
Hilarious.
That is how she described it. So, so I've got curtains. Also, this is how fantastic Annette is. She put up all the curtain rails.
That woman's too good for you, man. Too good for you.
Seriously, I think she probably is, yeah. I think that's very fair. And that's not me being modest. That's just me recognizing that somebody that is with me is slumming it. And long may she continue to slum it because she's
So
lovely.
whatever you're doing right, keep doing it.
Yeah, I've got no idea what it is, though.
Okay, you should probably figure that out.
Oh, yeah. Shit. It's all going to go wrong, isn't it?
Don't think like that. That's not the way to think about it.
No, it's all right. I'll propose.
Good. That's one approach.
That'll work. What could possibly go wrong? No, it'd be good.
No, everybody knows you only propose once you've run out of conversation, and then you've got something else to talk about for a while. That's the rule of proposing.
I did not know that. That must be where I was going wrong.
Yeah.
But then my first wife, as we will now call her, she didn't talk much. So maybe that's why we got married then.
Possible.
I don't know.
So just get comfortable with the silences. That's the trick. It's fine. This is good.
I am somebody that's comfortable with silence. See?
Exactly.
Don't think this means I'm going to propose to you.
Well, I've been waiting for years.
You're also already married.
That is true. That is true. There's a small technicality.
Let's move to Utah.
I'm not moving to Utah.
Hang on, is it Utah where you can be polygamous? Yeah, but it's
Mormons, isn't it?
It is, yeah, but it's probably a conflict there. It's probably a conflict there because if we were in a man-to-man relationship, that would probably conflict with
that's a good point.
some of their other values. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. What do they call it? A poly relationship?
Polygamous, yeah.
Polygamous.
I'm just about to completely blow my Google search history.
You are barred from the internet. Step away from the computer.
Okay. So Utah decriminalized polygamy in 2020, reducing it to a minor infraction, but it's illegal and against public policy. But no state in the US recognizes polygamous marriages. Huh.
Got it. Yeah, I don't really get it. I think one wife is enough. I don't think I could handle two.
Yeah, never mind with a bloke as well. I mean,
it'd be way easier with a bloke. Jesus Christ, it'd be so easy.
Yeah, but if it was me,
it'd be fucking night. You'd be a nightmare.
That's what I'm saying.
Killed you. I'll be one of those abusive husbands. Shut up. Back in the kitchen, you fucker. Cook that meat. Stuff like that. But
that's not a euphemism. You literally mean that.
Literally, just get on the barbecue, you fucker. But yeah, two wives. I don't think I could. Like, just double the amount of odd jobs to be done around the house. Kind of like, just think of the DIY list. It'd just be infinite. It'd be ridiculous. Then they get competitive, and they'd be just fucking just like, just doing stuff. It's crazy.
It's just not worth it.
No, it'd be so expensive as well. God almighty. Two of them. Fucking hell. You'd want to be so rich to have two wives. Jesus Christ. How much money would you have?
Hang on, are you assuming that you're keeping these wives? I mean, like my brother's marriage, his wife earns way more than him.
Don't be teasing me with stuff like that. My God. That'd be amazing. That'd be lovely. Yeah, well, it's like that old Robin Williams joke that cocaine's God's way of telling you you've got too much money. I think multiple wives is God's way of telling you you've got too much money.
Yeah. Just the energy to even have an affair would be. I don't want to have an affair. I just want the energy.
The free time. A free 2 hours? That's fucking glorious.
Let's nap. Have an affair with somebody and then just actually be a nap partner.
just rub my head till I fall asleep.
You just be.
If you can bring me a cup of tea in about 45 minutes, that'd be brilliant.
Your wife would come crashing in and find you in bed with somebody, and you'd both be fast asleep. It'd just be like, "What are you doing?" You just, I just had the best nap.
I wouldn't even get as far as finding somebody to have an affair. It's just like, oh my God, I've got some free time. You can tell my wife doesn't listen to this. She'd very different opinions. All you do is fucking sleep. Yeah. It's fine.
But that's why you're, the turbocharged top executive that we all know and love.
I've been dosing myself accidentally, so I've got a lot more energy this week than I have in a while. I've been suffering from hay fever, and I've been taking these over-the-counter antihistamines, which are meant to be like on the packets as like non-drowsy. Non-drowsy just means it won't put you to sleep. It doesn't mean you won't feel tired and sleepy.
Ooh.
And so one of the side effects is you'll feel tired and sleepy. And it turns out, stopping the antihistamines, I've got a lot more energy than I had last week. Wow. So yes, I've been sedating myself, or whatever you want to call it, accidentally.
Yeah, but not sneezing, so that's good.
Well, I've got this spray now that it's non-medicine type spray, that thing, and it's fine. It does the job, and I've got energy and I'm wide awake. So yeah, fucking antihistamines.
Yeah. Speaking of energy, Fern, mother of my children, always scoffs at me when I talk about being tired and everything hurting. And every time I just think she scoffs like, oh God. And I just think, Fern's 13 years younger than me. Let's see what conversation we're having in 13 years.
You just wait for that perimenopause to kick in, and you can laugh.
Oh, how will... No, I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't wish perimenopause on anybody. It's brutal.
Oh.
It's fucking awful. It's like they've dangled this wonderful carrot of, hey, guess what? You won't have periods anymore. You won't menstruate anymore. But to get there, you've got to go through this swamp that's filled with alligators. Yeah. It's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible.
It's a proof, if proof were needed, that God hates women.
That God's a man. Probably.
No, that's brutal. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Yeah. So anyway, Fintan, I think we talked about gambling a bit in there.
We did. We will have guests back on.
Yeah.
We just had a last minute cancellation, so we had to wing it.
Winging it, yeah.
We should have mentioned that at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Yeah. But I think we've got some quite nice things coming up, but yeah. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I'll keep you on your toes. You, not the listeners. Yeah, if they've listened this far, which is unlikely. Just before we go, have you heard any good jokes? No, me neither. Not that I can share. Oh, and if you did Google me,
wasn't me.
Yeah, that is. While my name is incredibly unusual, that is not me.
That's exactly what a paedophile would say.
Oh, Jesus, Fintan. You had to use the P word, didn't you?
Sorry, good enough.
Oh, God, no. And I've just been talking about moving house. That's exactly what somebody would do.
That's exactly what they're doing. Change the curtains.
Fuck.
Stolen from an old lady.
I'm just looking
Weirdo.
more and more guilty. Oh, man.
Oh, sorry, John.
What a terrible time to be alive. Anyway, this is John Bruford and Fintan Costello saying we'll see you next time. Thanks to our sponsors, GLI. That's the bit where you come in.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to just read them out. OptiMove and World Gaming.
And World Gaming. So I was going to do it like brackets. I mean, I should probably run through this with you. So let's try it again, right? So this is John Bruford and Fintan Costello saying thank you for joining us. And thank you very much to our sponsors who make this possible. GLI.
OptiMove.
And World Gaming. See, that's seamless. But in the tradition of this podcast, I am not going back to edit that.
For this.
No, definitely not. No, it's more human this way.
Relatable.
Authentic.
Authentic would be the thing. We're bringing our whole selves.
And also that post by John Wright on LinkedIn about it was John, wasn't it, about the AI podcast?
Yeah, I didn't get that at all. I didn't understand.
Well, John did. But, you know, I think that's just showing that we are fully authentic.
You can't AI this magic.
No, you can't. No, you can't. But I might have a go one of the days.
There's enough audio footage and video footage that we could create AI clones. Like, I've got the tool. Like, we could clone ourselves. Like, when we could get you could bash out a scripted, recorded podcast just to us.
Maybe we could just see what it's like.
It's only
Call it the Send in the Clones episode.
Okay, only if we have fun with it, right? It's got to be a fun one.
It's got to be ridiculous.
All right, if you do the script, I can do the rest.
You make that sound as though I've got the easy job.
Well, you're the writer, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've done fucking millions of magazines. I'm a fucking publisher. I'm a writer.
Yes, I always talk about myself like that. In fact, if you look at my little blurb on LinkedIn, that's exactly the tone of voice it's written in.
That's how I read it.
What does it say, though, Fintan? Do you know?
Do you want me to look it up? Let me look it up. Let me read it out in that voice. Hang on.
Go for it.
Fuck it. Listeners thought we were done. We're never done. Right. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm writing edit stuff. That's it. That's all he's written.
Yeah.
He says that's it. That's all you've done. This is your fucking contribution to LinkedIn. Christ almighty, man.
But I think the brevity in that little profile there says that I'm very keen at writing and editing stuff.
Well, that's what Scott Longley calls it. Smart brevity. Just without the smart.
Yeah, I don't think he was talking about me.
No, he was talking about his newsletter. He wasn't talking about you, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's going to make that mistake.
All right, cool. Let's let the listeners go.
Okay. Bye, listeners. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Gambling Files podcast, please find us on LinkedIn. Give us a big, juicy, succulent like. That nearly went wrong. You can find us under the name The Gambling Files Podcast. You can find us on Twitter under The Gambling Files. I think the handle is just @GamblingFiles. You can connect to myself, John Bruford, or Fintan Costello, also on LinkedIn. We're also both on Twitter. And you can find all of our previous episodes at www.thegamblingfiles.com. If you enjoyed it, please share, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues, and we'll see you next time.